Welcome everyone. My name is Eleni Summershield. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Wise Agent. Today I am joined by Christoph and Jonathan with Landvoice. And I see Sarah saying, yes, we are live on Facebook. Thank you, Sarah. And if you guys wouldn't mind sharing with us in the chat what city, state, and brokerage that you're with, that's always nice to know.
That would be great.
Yeah, so I'm here in Fountain Hills, Arizona. I know, Jonathan, you're in LA.
That's right.
And then Christoph, you're, I know, somewhere in Utah, but I don't know what city.
Yeah, I'm in Mapleton, Utah.
Mapleton, Utah. Okay, awesome. So we got some people in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Okay, that's a really beautiful city in New Jersey. Awesome. So that's really cool. We've got people joining in. We're going to be, we're recording this. We're on Facebook Live. Everyone that has registered to be here today is going to get a copy of this recording at the end. So that will be in your inbox once we wrap everything up here. So, so don't worry if you miss something. If you have to take a call, you'll be able to catch the replay. If you have any questions for us, feel free to use the Q&A section. At the bottom of your screen there, you'll see the Q&A section. There's also a chat where everyone is kind of chiming in right now where they're from. We've got Xantis in High Point, North Carolina. Awesome.
Yeah, everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, all over. Yes.
Yes, that's awesome.
Nice.
Brooklyn and yeah.
Roseville,
awesome.
Albany, Thousand Oaks.
Oh, Thousand Oaks, yeah. Right close to where you are.
Oh, Miami. We got someone from Miami here. Awesome. So yeah, go ahead and feel free to post any of the questions in the chat or the Q&A. We'll get to those, and then we'll also get to the questions. And I think it's like 3 questions from like everybody. It's the same 3 questions I think everybody was asking on this. This is a really hot topic, guys. You know, overcoming low inventory and getting more listings right now. This is something, it's just affecting everyone across the country. And I think it's like 3 questions is like, how do I get more listings? So, and then the other question is, how do I lead generate to get more listings? So, and then how do I use Wise Agent to, you know, keep up with these? So those are the 3 questions we'll probably cover throughout, but feel free to ask any other questions that you have and we'll go through those as well. So Christoph, I'm going to turn it over to you. I know that you guys have a great presentation to educate everyone on how to, you know, kind of overcome this low inventory.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eleni. Well, we are excited to be with you today, and it's so nice to have a beautiful female with us today, because we're getting a little bit bored of Jonathan and me just doing that 3 times a day. So thank you so much.
That is true. We definitely need more women in this industry doing presentations, doing, you know, being on stage.
100% agree. Yeah.
Here.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know, in this low inventory time and getting more listings, one picture came to my mind that I saw on social media, and I was laughing, but it's not that funny, really. Oh, look at this.
Hey,
oh, there we go. That is me.
Okay, well, let's do introductions first before we get into the presentation. So my name is Christoph. Like it was said, I live in Mapleton, Utah, but you can tell my accent is not a Utah accent at all. I'm originally from Austria, from Salzburg. If you have seen Sound of Music, that's my hometown. And I've been in this country for 25 years, and I still speak like the former governor of California.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, not a bad thing. People remember me maybe. But my passion and my purpose here at Landvoice is to help agents get more listings. Landvoice has been in business for 27 years, providing the best seller leads and data to agents. And now, of course, you can imagine our phones are ringing off the hook. People say, you know what, I need listings. What kind of data do you have for me? So for that reason, we put together this webinar to reach out to as many individuals as possible to make them maybe aware of a couple niche opportunities that came out of COVID. They were not even that strong before and not even present. So we want to talk about that a little bit, and you will be excited because at the end of the webinar, you say, oh my gosh, this was well worth the hour. I walk away with action items. I walk away with tools and leads and data that I can put into action, not tomorrow, but immediately, right away. So that is super exciting. And I'm also happy to have another co-presenter with me, Jonathan.
Hey, everyone.
Landvoice.
Hi, guys. I'm Jonathan Metoyer. I'm with Landvoice here. With Christoph, we've been here for just about a decade now. I also work in the business development department. We've enjoyed traveling around the country, helping agents develop a duplicatable process and get out there and consistently lead generate and crush their listing goals. We're going to talk about what our agents are doing and saying right now to really make some noise out there. My role is a little different than Christoph's. 5 days out of the week, a couple of times a day, I'm in charge of the live training calls for our company. We're going over what scripts are working the best, what objections you guys need to be on the lookout for. When we could satisfy objections, we get listings. My goal really is to make sure each of our clients are closing at least 2 to 3 transactions every month by prospecting with Landvoice. So you're going to hear what my agents are doing and saying to hit those numbers. And really above that, I'm excited to be here today, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Thanks,
Yeah.
John.
Well, you know, the purpose of Landvoice and also of Wise Agent is really to help you create abundance. We want to make your life easier. You know, things have been hard enough, especially in the last year, right? So let's talk about tools and technologies and data that make your life easier to help you create abundance. And for us, abundance means, and hopefully for you as well, to have as many listings as possible and as many closings. Because in this market, what is it? A listing taken is a listing sold.
It's a check.
Yeah.
It's a check. Here's what Landvoice has been doing for the last 3 decades. And we're going to find out which ones of those are the ones that are low-hanging fruit. And we should really be focusing on right now. We're going to talk about expireds for silver owners, neighborhood search, which has become a pretty big topic during COVID, and pre-foreclosures, call capture, and we talk about old expireds, which we believe is a gift of the gods of real estate right now. So we also have free stuff for you. It's always nice to get some free things, you know, with no strings attached. And here we have scripts for you that have been completely updated and overhauled, really looked at what is working in this post-COVID environment. So we put all of this together at a website called landvoice.com/free downloads. Now, Don't get excited. Don't download those right now. Just pay attention to the webinar. Afterwards, go to the website, make sure you download the script so you have them handy when you need them. They're all in PDF format. You're going to love them.
Yeah.
That's even
these are something that we'll put this in the email to you when this recording goes out to everyone. We'll include the link for this.
Oh, that's good.
This is going to be something that you really want to get. These scripts are fantastic that you guys have put together.
Thank you so much. Well, we couldn't look up all the data for United States because, like we said earlier, you're from all over, you know, Thousand Oaks, Miami, and so on. So in order to help you best, we have a free service, and we call it a data lookup. And Jonathan and I, after the webinar, we're going to look up your data in the top 2 to 3 counties. And that's why we asked you earlier, you know, let us know where you're from. Put in the chat box, we're going to download that, and we promise you, we will get back to you and let you know what's going on in your counties in case we don't answer those questions during the webinar. Okay. You can also text those instead of the chat box to Jonathan at 801-810-1295.
That's right.
Okay. Jonathan's phone's going to be blowing up today.
I know it will, but you know, we're prepared for that, and that's what we do. That's what we are here for. Okay, so this presentation is actually well organized. You're going to like it, how it goes from one subject to another. We're going to talk about 5 easy and predictable listing sources right now. And you may think, well, in this environment, nothing seems to be easy. Well, it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it sometimes. We're going to tell you what is the low-hanging fruit, because that makes things already easier, going after what's moving the needle. We want you to be diversified and not just do what you maybe did like 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago, you said, you know what, I'm the FSBO guy. That's what I do. or, I'm the neighborhood search girl, that's what I'm good at. In this environment, it's not enough anymore to focus only on one thing in prospecting and feel like I'm going to get the same results like 2 years ago. Right. In this environment, we have to be a little bit more diversified, just like in the stock market, just make sure we are recession proof and do different things that bring us listings every day. So we're going to kick off this presentation with one listing source that has almost been put on the side table and say, I'm not going to do that right now. And that is expired.
Yeah.
We propose do expired. It is great if you're different than the competition. And Jonathan will show you how you can beat the competition to expired.
That's right, guys. Expireds are definitely not to be overlooked. When I hear the word expireds, literally the first thing that comes to my mind is timing. I mean, timing is half the battle. Right. The other half is getting the correct cell phone information pretty much handed over to you on a silver platter. And you have to have that process available every single morning if you're trying to win big going after expireds. Inventory's tight. We know that this arena is competitive. If your timing is on point and you have the correct cell phone info, you'll win morning after morning, week after week. I've been here long enough to know that if you're consistent going after expireds in the morning, you're going to be at kitchen tables regularly. But why expireds? They have one hand in the air saying they want to sell their house. Another hand in the air saying that they're willing to pay you commission. It's not the worst lead source for you guys to develop that duplicatable, consistent, beat your competition to the sellers type of mentality, every single morning. And you guys all notice how expireds and the morning, they come hand in hand, right? You don't hear about hitting expireds heavy duty after you go and grab some Subways for lunch. You hear about calling expireds first thing in the morning. And the reason for that, if you didn't know, according to NAR, 70% of the time when you're first, you get the listing. 7 out of 10 times when you're first to communicate with an expired, you guys get the listing. So, I mean, that number for me is just way too high to ignore. Set my alarm clock early every day, and I will scout out the expireds that are going to filter in, and I will literally pounce on them before my competition gets to them. That's my mindset. I want listings, inventory's tight. I wish my competition is prepared and as aggressive as I am being. And guys, we're going to talk about what we see working right now in this market. And for those of you guys who don't know about our services, how we work, or maybe use other services, I want to slow it down and really kind of explain what we do, how we've perfected this, in the last 30 years. So you guys give us the name of your MLS, and every morning by 7 a.m., we filtered in all of the expireds, cancels, and withdrawals from whatever areas you guys work the strongest. You're going to see the names of each owner. To the right of their names, you're going to see the cell phone numbers. We run the cell phone numbers through your state and federal do not call registry to keep you safe. If it's on the DNC, red writing, do not call. You guys know what that means, but it doesn't mean do not approach, right? We're providing email addresses and social media for a lot of these expireds. Our agents that are using those are getting responses like, wow, how did you find me here on Facebook? You're one of the only realtors that connected with me here. I think it shows resourcefulness, and it also shows that you guys are willing to abide the DNC regulations if they're on the DNC. And I know a lot of my top agents point that out, like, hey, you're on the DNC, so I found you here on social media, and I wanted to talk to you immediately about why your listing expired and what steps I'll take to make sure it sells within 30 days. We're sitting in one of the hottest markets the country's ever seen here. So, I mean, it's just an outlet to scream, look at me. Now, another thing that we do that none of our competitors do is we track down absentee owner records for every expired lead if it applies. So you will not be searching far and low looking for absentee owner records for your expireds. They're actually included in every single lead if it applies. People are relocating. We want to know their current resident, right? We don't want to just have all the renters information. Now, we're cross-referencing every address to your MLS in real time. If a property sells or goes active, the status in the middle changes and you know not to communicate with that individual. So this just makes it easy, guys. Easy hunting, right? The leads are filtering in the morning by 7 a.m. We're doing all of the scrubbing and filtering so you can stay focused and purposeful. Now let's talk about what type of scripts you can use. Let's lead with value. That's what we see working out there. And we've narrowed it down to a script that is fire. It's working. And it's an early morning type of script. So let's go through it quickly. And yeah, this is what's getting our clients to the kitchen tables. Lead with value. Couple of tips, guys. Don't take the first of every month off. There's 3 to 4 times more expireds that filter into the platform on the first of every month because the listing contract's expiring right at the end of the month. Another big thing I kind of alluded to, if you're going after expireds, the early bird gets the worm. Let's go over the script. Hello, this is Jonathan with XYZ Realty. I'm calling you first thing today to let you know you're going to be getting a lot of calls. As you probably know, your listing expired as of 12 o'clock midnight last night. Did your agent tell you this would happen?
Oh, genius.
Now's the time for me to shut up because they're going to just spill out a bunch of beans like, and I know, and I hear this all the time. Well, you know, I didn't hear today would be any different than yesterday. And my realtor didn't say anything to me. I mean, I haven't spoken with them in a couple of weeks. I just looked outside my window. I have a sign still outside in the front yard. And I'm like, just gathering the information. Okay, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm calling you early for a purpose. You know, today's going to be, it's not going to be your regular type of day. As of 12 o'clock midnight, you're out of the MLS. So you're going to be getting anywhere from 30 to 50 calls on any phone a realtor could find for you today. Your phone, your spouse's phone. I mean, it's going to be a little hectic. So I wanted to give you some advice. I called early so I can explain what's going to happen. And I'm going to give you some tips that will stop the realtors from calling you today. Any realtor who calls you, they'll stop calling you if you implement these tips. Let's go through it quickly. Do you have a pen and a paper, something that you could use to jot down some tips that will diffuse the calls? Guys, they're taking you seriously. You're the first realtor here. We're leading with value. We're not talking about how we're the better realtor and how we need to be interviewed for the job. We're giving them some advice. Let's go through tip number 1. I want you to tell every expired that they need to record a voicemail on their cell phone, telling every realtor who's calling that they know their listing expired as of 12 o'clock midnight. They're already interviewing their top 2 agents, and they would appreciate if they stop calling. When an expired records this on their voicemail and a realtor hears this, every realtor that hears this message knows that that expired's been coached. They actually stop calling. So if they don't use their cell phone for business, I would suggest this for a couple of weeks for sure. This is a big tip that diffuses the calls. And guys, let's face it here. We're blocking out competition. We're blocking out competition. Tip number 2. This is a good one.
I love it, this one. Yeah.
Tell the expired that their phone number is not on the do not call. Say, hey, Mr. Expired, did you know that your phone number is not on the National Do Not Call Registry? Most expireds are going to respond with, well, what is the National Do Not Call Registry, right? And explain, okay, this is a national database that you can add all of your phone numbers to. I want you guys to continue to provide the value. Send a separate text message and say, here's the URL for the DNC. Add your phone number, your spouse, your kids, whoever. Once you're on the DNC after 24 hours, any realtor who calls you, tell them that you're on the do not call. They should have a filter that shows them this, and this is their last and final warning, right? Guys, we're blocking off a ton of competition, and we're really helping this expire. Do you not know that? I mean, you guys know we're empowering them. They're going to tell every realtor this once we relay this, right? So they will remember this forever, for sure. And that's if they're not on the do not call. This is an easy way to get them on your side of the fence. And tip number 3, any expired you get on the phone, you have a report ready to go that you want to drop off right now. And this report is a side-by-side analysis of what you would do better if it were your listing today. I want you to look at the realtor's photos that they put in MLS. If you've had better photos on your listings, bring them with you. Look at the description that they threw in MLS. Can you jazz it up and make it much stronger? Bring it with you. Did they do drone videos on their listing? Have you done them in the past? Bring them with you. We're breaking down everything that they did, and we're going to show the expired what we do better if it was our listing today. And in my opinion, homes should not be expiring in our markets. I mean, they should be selling like hotcakes, way above market value. And I'm going to tell this story on what I would have done differently. And this is a report that I want to drop off right now. Don't be afraid to ask, hey, can I drop off this report right now? I know it's a little early, but I want to get it in your hands before you communicate with your realtor. I think it's very important that you go through this report before you communicate with them. It'll hold them accountable, right? As to why your home sat on the market for 75 days. So is this morning or this afternoon better for you? Let me know. I'm throwing myself through the door. And guys, when I lead with value, it's almost like I'm their friend at the end of the call. My average realtor that's doing this for an hour to an hour and a half, Monday through Friday, we're easily closing 2 to 3 transactions a month, just with expireds. But you have to be putting all of these nuts and bolts together if you want to win big. You know what I mean? That this starts at 7 a.m. in the morning. You're inside a platform like Landvoice, scouting out the people you want to talk to. And a little bit before 8 o'clock, you pick up the phone and you make it happen. And if that is your process, we're winning. We're winning. If that's not your process, just know you're competing with other realtors that do that religiously, right? So 2 to 3 transactions every month sounds good, right? Let's do that. It's a good start, but it's not enough. Christoph and I want to see every single one of our clients in between 6 to 10 transactions a month. I know a lot of you guys know agents that are having their best years yet. Some of them never stopped prospecting. They just consistently kept it going. And now all of those seeds are growing. So 2 to 3 transactions with daily expireds is a good start. We're going to talk about, if you guys diversify yourself and choose other lead sources, how the playing field will really open up to the amount of listings you guys could obtain. Old expireds right now, hands down, I'm going to say it, it's the best lead source in the US right now. It's the appreciation. It's the lack of competition. Christoph's going to explain why old expireds is your ticket to a ton of listings this spring and summer.
Awesome, Jonathan. I love your presentation about daily expireds. And I was checking the chat box, and one person said, you know, we have only 7 expires in the entire Las Vegas area. How is that low-hanging fruit? I think in the past, we have become pretty spoiled by having so many expireds. And, you know, we didn't need to be that different from other agents. And maybe it's a good wake-up call how important it is to be different and to say something completely different and add value that nobody else is adding. And that's, to me, that is low-hanging fruit, because expireds right now list even faster and sell faster than before.
Yeah, and another thing I want to add to that, since we're on the topic, daily expireds filter in every single morning at 7 a.m. We're also doing withdrawals and cancels, which we get listings from. And if you're allowed to go after them, we have the perfect scripts to target. But just remember, every single morning, 7 days out of the week, the leads are piling on top of each other. So not everybody lists that same day, that week, that month. Some of the leads actually age like wine, like fine wine. And as the time goes on, as you stay consistent following up with them, I mean, these actually turn into listings. So I know every morning we're used to seeing maybe 10, 15, 20 expireds that filter in. Right now, we're dealing with like 5 to 7, maybe 10 on a good day. On the first of every month, we're seeing a lot more, 3 to 4 times more. It's all about the process and doing it consistently. If you're not doing it, the law of numbers can't even take a role in that. So, you know, consistency plays a role. Obviously, your scripts and the process. So, you know, this is what we see working. I know some markets are a little different, but if you do this consistently, you will get listings with daily expireds.
That's right.
Old expireds also, which we're going to cover right now. Old expireds, we're telling you this is where you can actually shovel in the listings. And we know the data's there. So go ahead, Christoph, let's talk about this.
Like I said earlier, in old expireds, it's almost like a gift, because that comes around like a wave every 7 to 10 years. going to show you a graph later that explains that. 2 years ago, in 2019, the average listing price or home value in the United States was $239,000. Some of you in some areas say, oh, I wish, right? In my area. But today it appreciated by $290,000, which is a 21% increase in just 2 years. And most of that appreciation happened in the last 8-9 months, okay? So average, if you didn't sell your home 2 years ago and you put it in the market today, you will get $51,000 more for your home, nationwide average, okay? So what does this mean for prospecting? Well, I want to actually know of every single lead that expired in 2019, even 2018 and 20, and has not relisted. I want to call them, educate them on the current value of their home, and help them come on the market today where they get more for their home. Remember that when they gave up on the market right here, if it wasn't expired and they did not relist in 2020, that means they skipped to 2020 because they thought, okay, it's not the best year to put my home on the market. I'm kind of paralyzed about everything. I'm going to wait. And I hope that the market doesn't go down, because a lot of people thought it would actually go flat or down. And then something happened that, I mean, to the advantage of every expired, the home prices shot up like crazy. Okay, so they say, oh my gosh, great. You know, I'm going to put my home in the market in 2021. All right, that is a safe assumption to make.
And I think, sorry, I was just going to jump in here and say about this graph here. I mean, this is something that, you know, everyone that's on here, you know, you guys are realtors, you guys are agents. We're in the industry here, and we're seeing this because we talk about it. This is what we live and breathe every day. And sometimes it makes the news, you know, every now and then, but it's not really, you know, like in the consumer's face all the time, these statistics. And so this is the part where you come in to provide this education, saying, when you listed your house in 2019, you know, you listed it at this price. Right now, you can get 20% more. And you can, you know, that's just giving people the education and the straight up math, saying, you know, for whatever reason it didn't sell in 2019, maybe you pulled it because you got a little nervous, is, you know, what's going to happen. Well, now here you go, you can get 20% more. That's right. And that right there is just something that a lot of people just don't know, because they're not in the industry and not seeing these numbers every day.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Eleni, but because sometimes we assume they know as much as, you know, realtors do, and they don't. Yeah. And something else that is to your advantage is a lot of expires that happened to expire in 2019. They took the stimulus money they received in 2020, and they actually did home repairs and got the home even in a better situation today. Ready to sell. And when is a window of opportunity? We all know it, right? It's the summer. And what do we have right now? We have the vacation. Now is the time when homes come back on the market that didn't sell 2 years ago. So I want to show you a little animation for those of you who like that. I certainly do, because it hits things home sometimes, and show you a little recap of what we just talked about. If you go after daily expireds, yes, low inventory, absolutely true. High competition, absolutely correct. Does this mean that this is not low-hanging fruit? Not really. If you have the right cell phone number, you beat the competition by 8 o'clock to those sellers, and you're able to schedule appointments. And NAR tells us 70% chance to get the listing appointment if you're first. That is huge. So that's how you can grab consistently listings every single month. Of course, you need a good provider for cell phone numbers, a good system like Wise Agent to manage it, and to do your follow-ups, you know, in case they don't answer. So that's what we do recommend. Now, for old expireds, you're looking at a much larger inventory of expireds, okay? Because there were so many more expireds just 2 years ago. However, many sold or listed or are currently active, and short sales foreclosures. So that has to be removed before you start calling old expireds. Landvoice is the only company in the US that has a patented process to automatically remove the foreclosures, actives, and solds out of any zip code you give us. And then we add the cell phone numbers to it. We do an absentee owner lookup, give you the address and the name and the phone number where the owner lives. So you don't have to call on the renter. You call on them, you know, if they have a home in Colorado and they live in Florida, you will call them in Florida. It's amazing. And you will talk to the decision maker and set listing appointments. And right now, between June and July will be the height of that, the top of the bell curve. We predict at Landvoice that by August, most old expireds will have found their way on the market, and that curve will go down, and that opportunity goes a little bit, not away, but it goes a little bit lower. So right now is the time. So here's a script that we would like you to use because it has been battle-proofed. You don't need to reinvent it. Our top agents are using it and they're saying it works great. Hi, my name is Christoph. I'm a real estate agent with XYZ Realty. The reason why I'm calling you this morning is it looks like you tried selling your home back in 2019. Is this right? May I ask you why it didn't sell? Let them talk. You learn a lot when people talk. Well, the reason why I call you is I specialize in bringing homes back on the market that didn't sell in 2019 when you had your home on the market. Did you know that home prices have risen a lot since you took your home off the market? Again, let them talk. If they know it, they like to show off that information. They almost sell themselves and validate that now is the best time to sell your home. Well, have you thought about selling your home again? When were you planning on doing this? And then zip your mouth, you know, they're gonna tell you, okay, you know, I don't know if we should do it right now or the end of the summer or the middle or what interest rates are doing. Did I miss a boat because I didn't sell like 2 months ago when interest rates were lower? They have all those questions. Zip your mouth. Don't provide any data or information over the phone because that is reserved for, correct, the kitchen table. You always learn that, right? So you're gonna say, this is gonna bring you to the kitchen table. I'd love to provide you with a free home evaluation. Show you some comparable homes that recently sold in your area. I think you will be surprised at what you can sell for right now. Would you like me to drop this off right now, or would this afternoon or evening be better? Guys,
that's a great script.
Yourself as an expert. Eleni?
I was going to say that's a great script. I mean, that's something you can, you know, absolutely. I know that this is, you guys can, Landvoice has provided these scripts that can be downloaded and even stored, you know, you can copy and paste these into your Wise Agent account for your call list. So you can have, you know, if you've got a team of agents with you, you have them calling, you know, calling people all morning long. Like Jonathan and Christoph are saying here, and have the script ready for them and even for yourself. So because this is converting right now, and this is something that's starting these conversations for you to be able to get to the kitchen table and start a conversation about listing their home.
We wouldn't give it to you guys if it wasn't working like wildfire. In fact, this script, our agents are scheduling appointments to drop off material on every 4th conversation. So this is working right now. Download it, use it. You'll look up and tell us next week, wow, I've already been to 3 or 4 different appointments. So use it, implement it, you'll love it.
Yeah, it's not weird to get multiple listing appointments in your first week of doing that. Somebody who did this really well was Karen Hadley. And I just want to play her experience here, what happened to her in the first week and the first month of doing old expireds.
I just wanted to thank Landvoice for increasing my business 81% over the last year. The first week on my Landvoice, I listed 10 homes. In the last 6 weeks, I've listed 17. They're the best thing I've ever done for my business. You ought to try them. Thanks and good luck.
And you may be wondering, guys, if this is so great, old expireds, why is not every agent doing it? It is because most of us really dabble with what's right in front of our eyes, right? The daily ones. Oh, you know what? I have 7 here. I have a couple for sale by owners here. We deal with that and our past clients and so on. That keeps us pretty busy. But if you go back, you discover a niche. And the nichiest niche right now is definitely old expireds. And that's when it happens, you know, like almost like a surprise. Why? Wow, I got like 10 listing appointments by calling 40 old expireds. And it's not weird to do that. It's just important that you don't wait too long. Don't miss a boat, because the timing is everything with old expireds. Right now, the summertime is the time for that. Okay, so don't be like in 2 months and saying, oh, I missed a boat on that. Was it 2 months ago? and you're gonna be like a dinosaur, who gets a little left behind and hopefully not get extinct, but we don't want that to happen to you. But don't miss a boat. Have a party on the boat with those agents who are doing this well. Okay, so we actually ironed out a process to make it really easy for you to pick the right zip codes, make sure that you don't worry about, maybe I should have taken a different zip code. And do I get it exclusive? Is it already taken? How much competition is there? So Jonathan is going to tell you how we overcome those kind of worries.
Yes, of course. So I hope you guys are thinking of the areas that you're working the strongest. I want to know your top 3 to 4 zip codes you work the strongest, and I'd like you to text them to me. There's a few things that I'm going to do. One, I'm going to see if it's available, right? I look at the zip code, then I look at the years that we have, 2018, 2019, 2020. I see what's available. Once I see what's available, then I start digging into the inventory. I want to make sure there's a lot of inventory and it's a good purchase before anyone even thinks about buying it or whatever the case may be. So it's something that we do just to make sure there's a lot of data there that a lot of the homeowners haven't relisted yet. And we can actually basically do the research for you and tell you what's happening in that zip code in 2019, 2020, and 2018, and what years you should go with. And if there's anything close to the zip codes that you like, which ones that we think are really, really good choices as well, because of appreciation and the amount of inventory we see there. So yeah, so text me, feel free, it's free. Feel free, it's free. No obligation. And I'd love to see what's going on. Christoph and I love to geek out and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, I'm going to ask you if you can put that number in the chat for people to see up there.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll include that in the email at the end of this, as well. But I wanted to talk to, I think it was someone had mentioned that, that same person in Las Vegas said that the 7 expireds that came out today, 3 are rentals. It's 3 rentals that came on as expireds. This is how I would look at it, is those are people that have, second home. So they're not even looking to buy something new. So that's an even an easier, an even lower hanging fruit, because you don't have to find them a home in this challenging market right now. So those 3 would be the top of my list to call, because those are the ones where I got the listing, I could sell, boom, go on to the next one. So that's what I would say to Kirsten there is,
and those don't count out old expireds.
Yeah. And even the FSBOs, and I know that your lists are really good. We were talking earlier, when you get this list of people, and if maybe some people aren't answering their phones or they're on the do not call list, this is where Wise Agent comes into play too, is that you have their email address and you can send them, add them on a drip campaign, talk all about, especially if they're FSBOs, you can talk about how listing with an agent is and what you're going to do and what you're going to bring to the table, right? So you're going to have all these different things, and we have campaigns for you to use for kind of combating some of these challenges that they might come at you with. And that's just a great way, because of our integration, you can get these lists right into your Wise Agent account and just add those people every morning to a drip campaign. In addition to the phone calls and voicemail messages you're leaving, you can text them to try and get them on the phone, right? Build a whole audience on Facebook and create an ad. I mean, all sorts of things that you can do.
Talk about crossing your T's and dotting your I's there.
Yeah.
So this takes us into our next topic, and you're actually right on point with the value and the different things you were just saying about for sale by owners. Guys, there's a huge opportunity with for sale by owners out there. We're going to explain why it's so huge. There really is a record-breaking number of FSBOs hitting the market all over the country. A lot of agents don't see what we see, but we're seeing a record-breaking number of FSBOs hitting the market looking for these offers, buyers, and you are writing right now. If you guys are looking for sale by owners on your own, you guys should know there's a much easier way, right? You give us your top 2 to 3 counties, and we'll literally shovel all of these for sale by owners right into your Wise Agent account. You're going to get the names of each agent, each owner. To the right, you get the cell phone numbers. We run them through the do not call, of course, like the rest of the data. Bedroom, bathroom, square feet, remarks, the date they put their house on the market. And if you look to your left, there's a calendar here that allows you to adjust the dates all the way back to the beginning of the year and see every single FSBO who hasn't listed with a realtor in the last 6 months. So you'll be really surprised as to how many FSBOs slip through the cracks here. Let's take a look at some of these FSBOs that we're seeing around the country. In Palm Beach, last 2 days, 11 FSBOs. In the last 30 days, 135. Year to date, 515. And in the last 6 months, 678.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. And we're seeing these types of numbers all over the country. I want you guys to make sure you're texting me your top 2 to 3 counties, because not only am I going to look up those old expired zip codes and see what's available, I also want to see how many FSBOs are filtering in the last 30 days, last quarter, and the last 6 months. So we also do the same lookup with the pre-foreclosures. So you guys know what's happening in those areas. So don't forget to text me your counties so we could literally do like a full audit in your area. Let's talk about bringing some value to the table, guys. Did you know 91% of these FSBOs are converting into a listing right now in the hottest market our country's ever seen? 91%, according to NAR, are converting into a listing. There's a huge opportunity. If you're using scripts that lead with a little bit too much of commission breath, no offense, you're going to get what we call toddler feedback, and it's not fun. No, I'll do it myself, click, right. And you don't have much time to even respond. But guys, Tony Robbins gave us a little hint. If you add the value, you will become the brand. Find a way to add more value than anyone else, you'll be the brand. This is how you get your foot indoors with FSBOs out there. This is how you stand apart from the other realtors going after them. Let's go through a script that's working really, really well around the country. Hello, my name's Jonathan. I'm a realtor with XYZ Real Estate. First things first, I'm not calling you to try to get a listing from you, okay? I'm positive you're getting several calls from realtors every single day trying to list your house. And that's not why I'm calling. Here's why I'm calling. I want to offer you a 24-hour for sell by owner marketing system. It's going to help you generate more buyers for your property. It's going to help you track every single buyer you generated. And it's going to make sure you never miss an opportunity to follow up with any of those buyers. We'll even do you an extra favor. We'll instantly pre-qualify every buyer for a loan. So you're only opening up your property to serious pre-qualified buyers who are ready to go. And this is all free. It's a system I want to give to you. And I already know what you're thinking. There's no way this is for free. What's the catch, right? Tell me. There is a catch. There's something that's in it for me. I want you to know that if that helps you feel more comfortable. I'm going to text you a short 1.5-minute video. It's going to show you all the marketing we're going to do for you for free. And it's also going to explain what's in it for me, because I know you're curious. Watch this video. If you love it, text me back a time and I'll come over and do a live demonstration for you.
So you want to sell your home on your own? Great. Here's how I can help you sell your home without listing with me or any other agent, and I'll help you for free. I will give you access to a technology that is currently being used by the top agents in the country to sell houses faster and at higher prices than ever before. Here's how it works. I will give you your very own toll-free number with unlimited extensions to use on your ads, flyers, yard signs, social media, or anything else you use to advertise your property. This will drive significantly more potential buyers and free up your time in the process. For example, put this new toll-free number and extension on your for sale by owner sign. When a buyer calls the 800 number and enters the extension for your property, they will hear a beautiful property commercial I've had professionally recorded for you for free. Now, at the end of this recording, the buyer will hear your asking price and have the opportunity to press a button to speak with you directly, set up a showing, or submit an offer. And here's the really cool part. When the buyer hangs up, the system captures their information and the extension they called, then you receive an instant text message or email with that information. Now, if you want, you can follow up with that buyer at the peak of their interest. I will also give you a professionally created property flyer with your photos, property information, and your new 800 number for free. You can print this or use this flyer to post your house on websites like Facebook or Craigslist. All this marketing will open your house to many more buyers and help you sell your home faster and for more money. The best part about this is that you don't need any extra hardware or software. All you need is your cell phone. You are probably wondering why I do all this for free. Well, since only one buyer can purchase your home, I would like to work with the rest of the buyers who don't purchase your home. I get to help them buy other homes in the area. See how this system can help both of us? You sell your home on your own, and I get access to more potential buyers and sellers. In addition, working together will give me an opportunity to demonstrate to you the value I can bring in helping you sell your home. So if you ever do decide to list with an agent, I'd like to be the first considered. I know you will love this technology. It's simple, fantastic, and it works. If you're ready, let's get started.
All righty, guys, we absolutely love this program. I want to say what used to be one of the toughest lead sources for my clients to convert and get listings from is really now one of the funnest lead sources to prospect. And this video, it does all of the work for you. It's really not time consuming to implement this aggressively. Mm-hmm. We're showing you all of the cell phone numbers that we're providing for FSBOs in all of your markets, right? The text message is already pre-scripted. The video does all of the explaining, and you just text this to every for sale by owner individually. You're going to receive responses like, are you sure this is for free? Can you come over and provide me a demo? Do you handle the buyer side of the transactions? What's your fee? And I mean, and that's what I'm talking about. When you bring value to the table, okay, they're like, all right, I noticed this. This is completely different and it sounds interesting. Let's talk. Now, here's the next step. Once you get a demonstration appointment, our team does the professional recording for you. It literally sounds like a Super Bowl commercial. We also do a property flyer for the house, and we stick one of your lenders on the bottom of the flyer. Every lead generated on this system, it filters right into a Wise Agent. Okay, we can have it sync right into Wise Agent with the buyer's information, name, cell phone information, everything you need. It also is going to be text message to you. We have a platform where you can track all of the buyer leads. So there's really no way a buyer will slip through the cracks on you. You're getting texted, it's going to Wise Agent, and it also filters right into this platform. So we're going to follow up with these buyers and make sure we're reaching out once we hear that they didn't purchase the house. So, I mean, this is an easy way to convert FSBOs, and it's an easier way to generate a ton of buyers and sellers in the areas that you guys are selling real estate in. Now, this is another fun part of the process. When you guys schedule a listing appointment with an expired or an old expired, or you have a listing right now on the market, with this system, we also do all of the material for that as well. Postcard, door hanger, listing flyer, and we do a professional recording on a sign writer that you hang underneath your real estate sign. And this is all included. You get one toll-free number and different extension numbers to use on your signs. Mm-hmm. And it just makes it really easy for you guys to bring something different to the table at an appointment with an expired, and makes it awesome to offer something of value to a FSBO and differentiate yourself from, you know, the handful of realtors that maybe have reached out to them. Make sure you guys download our scripts, www.landvoice.com/free downloads. Also, one of our favorite ebooks, 10 listings in 7 days. Now, this right here is a step-by-step success formula to converting FSBOs and expireds into listings leading with value. It's a great, great ebook. Implement it. You'll love it. Christoph is going to finish this webinar covering pre-foreclosures. This webinar could not be complete talking about how you can help these owners avoid sometimes the inevitable, and of course, get listings right now. And then we're also going to give you guys a sneak peek of our new neighborhood search. Go ahead, Christoph.
Awesome. Thank you. You probably remember, like last year, there was a lot of discussion on, hey, is this going to be a tidal wave, or is 2021 going to be the year of pre-foreclosures? And because of the drawn out process, it kind of equaled out a little bit, right? Last quarter, we already had like 34,000 foreclosure filings. across the United States. And every day almost, it seems like it's going up. It's not like this huge tidal wave we expected, but it definitely a valid lead source to go after right now. In fact, if you don't, you're gonna miss out. Year to date this is Palm Beach County, 110 since January 1820 of last year. Why did I go back that far? Guys, the list pendants, the notice of default that were issued between January and March last year before COVID, most of them did not go into foreclosure. They were given extensions, grace, and all those kinds of things. You know, there were many people on forbearance plans that later on actually this will come to an end and pre-foreclosures will be issued. Guys, the number is too high to ignore. In LA County, for instance, we have since last year, since January 1st, over 10,000 pre-foreclosures. So what do you do with that large of a number of people who received an NOD? And you can get pretty excited and say, my gosh, I know what I do. I call them and tell them they ended up on my list of pre-foreclosures and I'm here to help them. And guys, this is exactly the wrong approach. You never, ever want to call somebody out on a financial distress, very personal. We consider it very personal and sensitive information, even though it's public record, right? So you can lose people really quickly if you say, hey, you missed a couple of mortgages, let me help you. Well, I would hang up on them. Somebody who really does this well, as I'm going to show you a slide, is Christina Griffin. She does it absolutely right. We're going to learn a little bit from her in a minute. But what we would like you to do is, if you want to know how many pre-foreclosures you have in the last 6 months, in the last year or year and a half in your area, text us your top 2 counties. We will let you know the for sale by owner count, pre-foreclosure count, and what you can expect in terms of all expireds. Okay, and that is a free lookup for you. Jonathan, you're going to be busy. I'm going to help you with that, actually. Okay.
I already have my assistant working on a lot of their requests, so way to keep them coming in, guys. I love it.
Okay, so how do you get pre-foreclosure leads? Of course, they're public record. You can get them from any, from different sources since it's public, from the courthouse or from your county records. But an easy one is Landvoice. Why? Because you get the cell phone numbers. How good is a pre-foreclosure lead if you need to dig out and spend time of finding 1,000 phone numbers and scrubbing it against the do not call registry? Too much work. It's not expensive. It's not a big deal if you just download it from Landvoice and you have it handy, get it into Wise Agent and manage it there. So you get the name, the address, delinquent date information about the home, phone number, DNC information. Super handy. I would go back, like I said, to 2020, beginning of 2020, but you can go back 10 years. If for any reason you want to know who expired, who got a pre-foreclosure notice in my neighborhood in the last 10 years. So you will have thousands of leads. Christina Griffin, she's with Keller Williams in Tampa, Florida. She does a fantastic job. She gets about 65 closings a quarter from pre-foreclosures. That was her goal before COVID. She told me that now in post-COVID, she upped that goal. And she's talking about the accuracy of the data, because that is important when you talk to pre-foreclosures.
We are absolutely crushing it on Landvoice. The pre-foreclosure data is spot on. Our team in less than 3 weeks has 17 listings. I highly recommend it. We're getting ready to go through a shift. A lot of us are already in a shifting market, and leveraging the pre-foreclosure data and getting back to things that worked 10 years ago in short sales has been super powerful for us. So highly recommend it.
So Christina was the one who told me, do not call people out on the fact that they are in pre-foreclosure. Don't say, you ended up on a list and so on. She said, even though you say, I want to help, you already lose them because it's quite embarrassing. And, I would tell my wife, hey, let's not talk to those people. And that's kind of creepy. So a better script is, if you want to talk to a lot and get a lot of appointments, treat them like a neighbor. Make the assumption that they want to know the value of their home, because of course they have been in this situation for a year and a half. They want to know, how much is my home worth? What's the next step? What are the different options? And the script that Christina has been using is this. Hi, I'm calling everybody in my neighborhood because home prices are up. And I was just wondering, if you were offered the right price for your home, would you be willing to sell? Or, I know your home isn't for sale right now. Have you ever thought about selling? These questions are designed to uncover the motivation of a pre-foreclosure to let you know if they thought about selling the home, if they want to know how much the home is worth. Also, what I would like to tell you is that you will get a lot of buyers, and you know that because you deal with it every day. They say, you know what, or a seller, hey, I don't want to sell right now. I know home prices are up, but where am I going to go? Are there any good deals out there? Or a buyer, can you show me the best deals in the area? I heard that everything is overpriced right now and multiple offers. I just want to go on something that is maybe a better deal than others. You will find that out of thousands of pre-foreclosures that you will call, many of them will actually take the first offer because they have it's a little bit more time sensitive for them to sell the home. It's not like, oh, if I don't do it this year, I can do it next year, or maybe I give up. They kind of are motivated to sell, right? To avoid foreclosure. So you will get some homes that are actually reasonably priced and become good deals for buyers and sellers also to move into it next. So make sure and prepare yourself to pick up listings from pre-foreclosures to help them and have lasting relationships with those. Because when you help somebody through a traumatic financial situation, they become lifelong friends and great referrers for you. So download the script and a great video at our website.
Yeah, thank you, Christoph. I was going to say here too, is that if you're if you're a realtor and you're not picking up the phone every single day to call people like that, you're missing a huge mark there. You have to pick up the phone and call people. I mean, you should be calling people for new prospects and prospecting. And Landvoice is giving you these downloads of these scripts for you to help you. What do you say? I know that can be a nerve-wracking thing where it's like, I don't really talk to people on the phone every day. What do I say? It can be kind of daunting. You guys have done a great job with these scripts. So now you really have no excuse in doing it. But you should also be calling people, like you mentioned about referrals and referring, being referred out. Making sure that you're calling people to build relationships on top of it. Maybe right now they're kind of like, I don't know, I have to talk to my husband or my spouse or whoever. Don't just give up on that. Keep at it, keep calling. Put them on a drip campaign, text them, keep in touch, keep on keeping on, because that is the way that it will eventually convert. You'll get conversion on them, so don't give up.
I'm so glad you mentioned that. What we do consistently becomes easier over time.
Yeah.
And if you use technology, we can overcome some weaknesses that we may have. If I have an accent, right? So some people have another accent. They say, it's a campaign that actually can overcome that weakness or hurdle. It could be a strength. But yes, as a solution for everything, we just have to look out a little bit. Jonathan is going to explain to you how geofarming really is a must-do activity right now in this post-COVID environment.
Absolutely. And I'm super excited about this, guys, because I have been working here at Landvoice for a while. And for the majority of that time, we were providing home phone numbers for this circle prospecting platform. So this is something that really hit home for me. Because during COVID, we all found out how important it was to stay in touch with our community. A lot of realtors started really digging into their farm areas, talking to their neighbors, seeing who was interested in selling, because listings weren't coming as quick as they used to. Open houses, those face-to-face opportunities. So this is perfect timing, especially post-COVID. Because what happens in your market is literally contagious. It's a contagious reaction from neighbors seeing what happens, and you guys could benefit tremendously if you just consistently keep on. I love that. I'm going to keep that forever. You keep on keeping on, guys. Listings have babies. Now we're gonna talk about our new and improved neighborhood search that gives you guys the ability to literally circle a specific part of your neighborhood, or even 10 or 15 different homes that you're interested in going after. And what our system is going to do is it's going to give you the ability to create specific requirements with that neighborhood circle prospecting system. And we're getting there. And here's the perfect printout. So you guys literally have a polygraph searching tool now where you can circle. It's basically there's no limit. We could do land, we could do apartments, townhomes, residential, commercial. So you circle what you're interested in targeting. Then we have a minimum requirement here. You could do specific, maybe we're looking for a 4-bedroom with 3 baths, a minimum of a certain amount of square feet. And then you're going to see all these little cute orange dots that start appearing on the screen that fit the requirements. And within 5 seconds, you see the names of each owner and the cell phone numbers that we've attached to each of them. We've run the cell phone numbers through the state and federal do not call registry. And you guys get all of the different property details that you need to keep the conversation going and sound like you know a whole lot more about the property as you're getting to know them. And guys, we're not trying to limit you to 50 or 100 searches like a lot of these companies every month. We want you guys to strengthen your database every single month. That's why we give you 3,000 searches every month. We know your business is your database, right? Your business is only as strong as your database. And we want your database to be better than your family Christmas list. You know, we want you to have every single neighbor's cell phone number and contact details organized in your platforms so you guys could drip on them, text them. I know you guys have all of this at your fingertips with Wise Agent. So this is going to be a powerful combination.
For sure.
So this is all included with the program. You're getting the daily expireds, the daily FSBOs, the daily pre-foreclosures. You have a circle prospecting system that allows you guys to target any neighborhood you want. The call capture system. This is a tool that we can use to provide value to the FSBOs. Old expireds. Christoph calls it the gift of the gods of real estate because it's so hot right now for our clients. And we've included it all in one bundle, guys. We call it the Elite Bundle at Landvoice. It's literally our Mercedes-Benz here, where you're getting everything that we offer, and we're rolling out the red carpet for everybody watching this. Christoph sharpened his pencil this morning, guys. The prices never go this low. Regularly, this is $1,197 for 6 months. For everybody watching this, and we'll watch it a little later, your special is $497 for 6 months. We want this price to be completely obtainable. We don't want it to be a what if or should I. We want you to jump right in and start getting listings with us. And because of our relationship with Wise Agent, we're able to drop the price way down and make sure everybody could afford it. We're also offering the old expired zip codes half off, just so you guys know. Normally they're $250. You guys get them for $125, just so you know. Those zip codes and years that we'll be scrubbing, I'll relay the research and what I find, and what you end up loving and wanting to move forward with is half off. So I just want you guys to know we sharpen our pencils for you. We want to make sure you take something out of this webinar and we put it into action right away. Again, my cell phone has been flashing on the screen the whole time. I'm Jonathan. Thank you guys for having me, and my partner. Thank you for allowing us to present to all of your realtors. We've enjoyed every minute of it. I'll stop talking for a second and leave it open for some questions.
Yeah, I don't think I don't see any questions right now. I know we went through a lot, and I appreciate you guys giving such a high value webinar. First of all the information that you guys gave, that was really informative and great. The scripting, and then those deep discounts that you're giving all of the agents that are watching right now. So I appreciate that from you guys, and I know everyone watching it's also appreciative of that. We are running short on time, and I don't see any questions, but I want to thank you guys. Christoph, thank you so much. Jonathan, thank you. You guys are amazing. And everyone watching, thank you guys so much. I've got 2 webinars next week coming up. So I'm going to be doing one with Lone Wolf. We're going to be talking about our integration with the forms. So once you get all your listings coming in through Landvoice, then you've got your forms that you can be using through Lone Wolf, and we'll be covering that next week as well. So I'm excited for that one. So I'm going to see hopefully a lot of you again on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I've got another one. I can't see without my glasses on, so it'll be a surprise for all of us until tomorrow, until next week. All right, guys, thank you so much, and talk to you guys soon. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.